Hey there, Cornerstone. Fenton Gardner here. And it is good to see you, good to be seen by you. I have been in quarantine for the last 3 weeks due to COVID-19 kind of going through my household, but we are feeling better and really grateful to God for Him just sort of keeping us safe and bringing us through this. But it is September 1st, and I wanted to let you know that we are starting back with our inspirational vitamins. And so today I just wanted to share a brief thought. It's actually something I brought up in a sermon about a month ago. Just this idea that when we talk about the greatest command, right, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength, that, God wants us to love him with everything. And a very practical way to think about that is, to really love God with your head, with your heart, and with your hands. And there's a verse over in Jeremiah that I wanted to read, and then a little excerpt from a book that I've started studying out that I wanted to share with you that I hope will inspire you today. Our theme for the month is reconnect. So I hope that we can really reconnect with Jesus, reconnect with one another, and really just find ways to reconnect in our relationship with God and others. But I'm going to read this verse over in Jeremiah 17 and verse 10. It says, I, the Lord, search the heart. I test the mind, even to give to each man according to his ways, according to the results of his deeds. And so we can see in this verse in Jeremiah, this idea that God searches the heart, he tests the mind, and he rewards us according to our deeds. It's sort of that idea of head, heart, and hands. And so, today, as it's hump day, midway through the week, as you go through your Wednesday, I hope you really think about, what do you think about God? What doubts, maybe, or faith, or thoughts, or musings do you have about God when you sit and sort of ponder him and ponder his word? What do you feel about God? What emotive response do you have towards God? Is it love, warmth, fear, ambivalence? What do you feel about God? And finally, what are you doing for God? What in what ways are your hands being put to the plow, right, for Jesus? And how are we living out our faith? How are we living out our love for God as well? And so I want to close out this inspirational vitamin with an excerpt from a book I'm reading called Faithful Faith. It's by one of my favorite theologians, Mark E. Moore. And he had this to say about the same idea of sort of head, heart, and hands. Our understanding of faith must be deepened. It's not just a cognitive decision, even though our heads do play a part. It's not just an emotional leap in the dark, although sometimes it does feel that way. Fidelity to our core convictions and commitments to God himself comes from our hearts and heads, but it is expressed through our hands. Authentic fidelity to Christ calls for nothing less. So that's really my encouragement for us today. Let's follow Jesus. Let's go after loving God. Let's be empowered by the Spirit in our minds, in our heads, in our hearts, and also in our hands. Love you, Cornerstone. Hope you have a great Wednesday.